Hi everybody, on today's episode we're going to be talking about 4 marketing ideas that your restaurant can be doing right now and 3 more things that your restaurant advertisement should have in them right now to make them great. So if you're interested, follow me inside and let's get going. Hi everybody, so today we want to do a quick video just talking about 4 things that if you're a restaurant owner you can do right now, and then towards the end of the video we're going to talk about what makes a good ad. So actually I'm going to put a flag in right here if you want to skip to that part of the video. If you already kind of know how you want to promote yourself and you're just looking for the content specific piece, we can move forward to that with the flag. But for right now, we're going to get right into the 4 things that a restaurant can do to help their business right now. Of course, we're talking about the time of Corona, COVID, social distancing, and business just not being as usual for restaurant operators. So the first thing you probably should make sure you have done is you should talk to your website consultant and make sure there's a pop-up. A pop-up will tell your customers that business is not operating as usual and how they can help you and eat your food best. Many businesses are moving to online ordering. If you're a restaurant and you don't have online ordering done, there are a lot of simple ways where you can get moved to online ordering. Facebook has some solutions, but most of point of sale systems also have some very easy solutions as well. I just worked with Clover the other day, and they have a couple different apps where you can very easily move to online ordering. The second thing you can do is develop some new dishes. So specifically, I want to talk about family meal packs. So typically this is food that serves a family of 4, but I've also seen other things like a couples pack, a children's pack. Now the key to these items and why they're successful is, 1, the price, of course. Everybody's looking for a deal right now. But behind that is the inventory management and portion control that allows you to serve at that price. And remember, you can post these deals on all your social media channels, which allow you to develop new content. You can also post them on Google as well. Don't forget about Google so people see the images while they're searching. These ideally should not be text. They should be pictures, video if you can. You know, everybody seems to have a little extra time right now, so move to video where you can. Third item, family essentials. So typically restaurants, you're getting stuff from a distributor or you're getting several of your items from a distributor, so you have a lot of access to items that people might not have. In addition, if people are not inclined to go to grocery stores right now, their supplies may be limited in certain areas, so you can offer these items direct to your consumer. If you have a vacuum sealer, you can look at a lot of packs that can be frozen or at least stored for a longer period of time. So you could vacuum seal, for example, chicken with your seasoning done already for people to either cook now or they can put it in their freezer and pull it out when they need to. You also have other essentials such as toiletries and sanitizer that people may not have access to at this point. So that's another way to sort of drive business and bring your inventory down of stuff that you've already purchased. Fourth, and I really haven't seen this one as much, so I'm running a little bit off of a hunch here, is early bird specials. Now, we all know what an early bird special is. There's lots of restaurants that offer early bird specials, but I haven't seen small local businesses move to an early bird special. They've instead been trying to keep their model to, I'm going to try to be heavy at lunch and heavy at dinner. I think bringing in an early bird special will give you a lot of new content to make, but will also be inclined for people to purchase your food before the general dinner lunch hour, which should increase your revenue. And if it's priced right and your inventory is controlled right, it'll move into your profits. So those are 4 things I think that you can start today. Again, it's making sure you have a pop-up on your website for what your customers should do now, offering a new item like a family meal pack, looking at family essentials that you can distribute through your business, and then finally an early bird special. So what's going to make a quality ad during this time? I have about 3 components that I think are really important. The first is new content. Now, when you listen to me go over those 4 items, you've already heard me say new content probably about 10 times. It gives the opportunity for new content when you do these things. Now's a time where a lot of people want to slash their marketing budget and they want to recycle old material. The opposite of that right now is true. You need to generate new marketing material. And the reason for that is that your customers are going to be heavily marketed to right now. They're all going to be very similar ads. So you need to basically develop new content that they have not seen before. And using some of these 4 items I talked about earlier is an easy way to generate new content. One of the reasons this is a great time to develop new content and market this content now is because cost for advertising on social media is actually going down. When you look at this graph that I'm going to put up now, you're going to see that costs and what businesses are doing are really varied as far as their social media ad spend. So as a result, on the second graph I'm going to show you now, you're seeing that on Instagram, and this pretty much follows suit for all social media platforms, cost is going down. And that's the time to advertise. The next thing you need to do to make a good ad is really think about your target audience. Now we're talking about advertising on social media, and so when you do this, you can target your audience very specifically. So I'm going to bring up a sample ad. So I'm going to go move over to Katy, Texas, and let's say I open a burger shop there. And I'm going to advertise one of the things I said before, a family pack for 4 burgers. So I'm going to try to say, who do I think orders 4 burgers as a family? What do I know about those people? Well, I know that they're probably going to be married and they probably have children. And I know that people probably close to me are going to order. People aren't going to order my burgers from across town. There's lots of different places. It's going to be probably within a couple miles of me. So I'm going to throw that information into Facebook, and Facebook tells me they think there's 22,000 people that this applies to. And that's great because I know I'm probably not going to have an ad spend that's even going to show to 22,000 people. If you're a smaller local business, you're probably spending in the hundreds, not thousands of dollars a month in advertising, specifically social advertising. And so as a result, 22,000 is plenty of people to show your ad, especially considering most people will need to see it more than one time. Now, the last thing you can do is show the differentiator in your ad. Now, remember, I talked about this customer fatigue, this advertising fatigue, all these advertisements. After 3 days, I get it. You do delivery, you do curbside, you want people to support local. I get it. But what's the real catch? So here's 2 ads that I like. The first one is from a seafood restaurant close to me. Here, you know, it has a nice picture, but it's really not about the picture. The picture gets you to stop the scroll maybe a little bit. But when you literally look at the text and what they're about, you can see there's some key features. They show what they're doing for their people, and it's really evokes some emotion in you that if you're going to help as a small business, if you're going to ask for people's help as a small business, that you need to be doing your own part to help your employees. And this ad very clearly gets that across. Want to talk about another advertisement I saw that unfortunately I don't have the ad to go back. I can't seem to find it. So in Houston, our social distancing mandate started on St. Patrick's Day. Most restaurants in Houston have 2 things for St. Patrick's Day. They have booze and they have crawfish. Now, if you don't know what crawfish are, they are something similar to a shrimp that has to be boiled, and they're best served when they're boiled alive. Now, most businesses in Houston for St. Patrick's Day have hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of crawfish that the day of St. Patrick's Day we're told they weren't allowed to sell. So what do you do with that? Well, one business decided that they were going to give away 2 to 3 pounds of crawfish for free, and all somebody had to do was tip their server that was going to walk the crawfish out to their car. Now, going back to what I said in the first ad about the other seafood restaurant, they're showing that they're willing to help their own employees. The other thing they're doing is giving away some food away for free. Now, let me tell you something about crawfish. You might think that 3 pounds sounds like a lot. if you don't really eat crawfish. But I myself, I'm not super huge. I could easily go through 5 pounds of crawfish when I'm hungry. There's really not a lot of food there. So 3 pounds isn't really enough for one person to eat as a meal. It's more of a taste. So odds are when you stopped at this bar, you didn't just get your 3 pounds of crawfish and you drove away. You probably got more. And the restaurant showed that they were concerned about tipping their waitresses. So what this business did was they got rid of all their crawfish that day. In fact, by 5 or 6 p.m., they already had to put an announcement that they were out of crawfish and had fully served everything for the day, which they drove a ton of traffic to their business. Now, of course, I can't speak to their profitability, but what I can speak to is the traffic that they got to their business. There was basically a carpool lane or a car line waiting for these crawfish. And so that made a really good advertisement that was really successful for them. So basically the 3 things to make a good ad is develop new content, develop an ad for your target audience and pick that target audience as specific as you can, and show your differentiator between you and other businesses, particularly if you're at a restaurant. And that's it. If there's anything else I can do for you, please leave a comment below and I'll respond the best that I can. Thank you all.